All right, everybody knows all you need to start YouTube is a camera, write some content, and master that all unknowing algorithm. That's not true. You see, YouTube is a mental battle, and there are 3 mindsets that you must train yourself to master if you want to survive the early rounds and win this fight. So today I'm going to break down these 3 mindset battles, and we're going to talk about them round by round, and I am going to train and coach you on how to be prepared to win on each one along your YouTube journey. So whether you're stuck, still training, or just starting out, let me help you push through. Hi, my name's Jesse and I'm leading for you. This video is going to be the 3 mindsets that you have to master. And what I'm hoping to share here is my 9 years of experience. Yeah, 9 years of experience. 30 subscribers, you would guess otherwise, right? So let me tell you the story. So 9 years ago, I had the vision, the desire, and the motivation to start YouTube, just like you are today, or maybe you've just recently started. But I didn't do it. And for 9 years, I sat on it. For 9 years, I sat here and absorbed content of other creators. I absorbed all of the equipment and the things that you need and all of those great things that you get convinced along that journey. And really what I learned was there was simply something within myself that I needed to conquer. And I've done that. And that's what I want to share with you today. And that's what we're going to talk about today is, you know, I call this, it's a battle, and we're going to talk about it round by round and each of those top 3 things, because in my belief is if you master these 3 things, and you got to master them before you really press record, in my opinion. You have to master these 3 things, because if you don't, you're always going to find excuses along the way to not do it. So stick around. Let's talk about what these are. Let me help share my 9 years of failures and roadblocks and excuses as to why I didn't do it, and hope that you can take this information, push through your roadblocks and your challenges, and just go make or do the thing that you want to do, because I know what you have inside of you and what you want to do is worth everybody hearing. So stick around. We're going to get into it right now. Round number 1. All right. So as we said, round 1. Round 1 is the most important round of any fight. Any challenge, any obstacle in front of us, it's that very first round that sets the tone for what we need to do. And that's why round number 1 is simply the battle with yourself. You are going to fight yourself, as I shared myself. I fought myself for 9 years. You are going to fight yourself every step of the way. You are going to make excuses after excuses. What you need to build is confidence. What you need to build is a trust in yourself and an honesty with yourself that what you have is good enough. The information that you have to share can help somebody, right? It can help you, right? It'll give you more confidence along the way. But if you make excuses and you sit there and you get in your own way and you get inside your own head, and that's why this is mastering mindset number 1, because you have to master the battle of yourself. First and foremost, if you do not master this, you're not going to be successful on YouTube. You're not going to be successful in whatever that journey is that you're looking to take. It doesn't have to be YouTube. It can be something else in life, but you're not going to master it if you don't master it. Master yourself and your thought process and your mindset first and foremost. So what do I mean by that? You're going to convince yourself in so many ways that whatever that is and whatever that task is that you're trying to complete, it's not going to work, right? You're going to figure out ways to block yourself. You're going to figure out ways to lie to yourself, and you're going to figure out ways to convince yourself that everything that you're thinking about, this grand idea that you have that is a great idea, and I can promise whatever that idea that you have is an awesome idea, and I can't wait to hear it and to see you share that with us. But if you convince yourself it's not, through excuses, through being afraid, through, you know, not feeling like you have the courage to really go out and take this challenge on, you're not going to be successful at it, right? But you have to remember that anything that you've set your mind to, and I don't know what those things are. I would love to hear what those things are that you've set your mind to early in your life, or even wherever you're at in your journey of life. You have figured out how to conquer them, right? You have pushed through them. You have found a way to win along that journey of life. This journey of setting a goal, having a grand idea, and going out and making it happen is no different, right? Stop convincing yourself that you need better equipment, because you don't. You got a phone. Most of us do. That's all you need, right? You've got to stop convincing yourself that you want to be these grand up here people on the top of the YouTube mountain, and they've got this thing all figured out and they're making millions of dollars. Yep, there sure are people out there doing that. But that's not where you're at in your journey, right? You're in this early stages. I'm in the early stages of this journey, and I'm trying to share what I've learned over this time so that you can come along with me and I can help pull you along through your journey. But change your thought process and what it is. Get out of your own head with the sense of you're not confident, that you don't have the courage, that you don't have the trust in yourself. Trust yourself. Master that first, right? Win this first round, because if you don't win round number 1, you're not going to be successful in round number 2. In fact, you shouldn't even step in the ring in round number 2 until you've mastered round number 1. I'm going to share a few tips and tricks that I've used in this 9 years and really beat myself for 9 years. First and foremost, stop making the excuses. Just do it. Even if you do not put the first 5 videos, 20 videos that you record out into the YouTube realm, that's fine. I wouldn't suggest that. I'd tell you to just put it out there. But if it makes you feel better to just get past some of those challenges and them early confidence things, just record it, right? Record it, watch it, rehearse it, critique yourself, not too much. Don't worry about, the flaws that you feel like that you may have from a cosmetic or a appearance standpoint, because it's you, right? And you are valuable, you are important, and what you have to share can impact somebody. So just do it. That's got to be the first and foremost battle. The other thing that I did, and you maybe have fallen victim to this, is I just continued to watch creators and telling me how to be perfect and how to be, to master this and this. You have to do this, and you have to master the thumbnail, and you have to master the titles, and you have to master the hook, and you have to master the content, and your script writing has to be perfect, and on and on and on. And really what that did for me was it just continued to push me back in my journey of this uphill battle. Because if I just kept listening to them, well, I don't know how to master a thumbnail. I don't know how to master a title. I don't know how to master the algorithm. And I don't know if my script's any good. And you start to just continue to doubt yourself. Don't spend too much time worrying about that. Do that stuff and do those things, because there's value in what, many of the content creators, myself and others out there are sharing. But you have to find the right time for that value. You have to find the right time to worry about, is my thumbnail any good, right? And until you press record, put some content together, and actually are ready to post it out there, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if your thumbnail's any good on your first 5, 10, 15 videos, right? In fact, I would challenge that the first 5 or 10 or 15 thumbnails aren't going to be any good. That's fine. It's perfectly fine, right? Because what is good is the fact that you press record. What is good is that you've won round number 1 and you are ready to go to round number 2. You're ready for the things that round number 2 is going to bring, because round number 1 is the hardest round of any fight. You have all of the anxiety, the energy, the effort, everything. I mean, you are at max. You are at max ready to just, yeah, we're going to do this, right? And then, boy, round number 1, that bell rings, and your energy level, right? You just come out swinging, and then you beat yourself, and you're not ready to continue for round 2. So round number 1, you have to master yourself, master the mindset of yourself, master the negativity, master the confidence, master the courage, master the trust and the honesty with yourself, that you are more than good enough, more than capable, and absolutely ready to shine on YouTube, to shine in whatever that task that you're looking, or that goal that you have, that you've set in front of you, and that grand idea that you have created. It is your idea. That is the first and most important thing, is that it's your idea, and that you believe in yourself. I believe in you, and everybody else believes in you, that you can go be successful and do what you need to do. So believe it, do it, be confident in what you do, and understand that round number 2 is going to take you to the next level. Round 1, battle with yourself, win that mindset. Let's get into round number 2. Here we go. Well, you've made it to round number 2. Congratulations. Round number 2 is battle with hardships, right? Round number 2 is battle with hardships. This is time, energy, discouragement, frustration, all of the things that are going to come up. So let's talk about round number 2 and what is it going to take to get through round number 2, because you've already mastered round number 1, and we talked about that's the most challenging piece. So round number 2, understand that this is going to be a grind. This hardship and this journey that you're on, the YouTube journey that you're on, or whatever that is that you're working on, there's going to be hardship, right? And that is why battle number 2 is with the hardship. And what this really means is setting your mind, setting that mindset around that hardship and around the expectation that it's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. I know there are many content creators out there that have how they've hit 100,000 subscribers in, 1 month or 3 months or whatever that looks like, and that you can do it too. I would challenge that most of those content creators are not brand new to the realm. There are some kind of hardships and things that they've went through along their journey, and now they're just out there trying to portray that this was some easy. It is not. YouTube is not easy. Anything worthwhile is not easy. Any challenge or any goal, that grand idea that you're trying to reach, if it's worthwhile, it is not easy. Nothing is. So understand that this is a journey, as we've talked about, and it's really going to be an uphill battle, right? So said a different way, anything worth achieving is uphill. And your bad habits, the habits and things that hold us back, those are downhill, or they're pulling you back downhill. They're pulling you back down. And that's the hardship that I'm trying to put in front of you now, is that you're going to experience that, right? Let's start with the analytics that I'm sure through any research you've figured out that people will tell you to, know the analytics. You're not, right? The reality is you're not going to know the analytics early. It's something that you're going to learn and adapt along the way. That's just why this is a journey. But understand the views aren't coming in, right? They're not going to come in the early onset. You're going to get limited views early. That's fine, right? It's better, at least in the mindset that I took from this process was I was glad that my views were small early, because it helped me learn and put better content out and to be in a place where I can be as comfortable as I am right now talking to the camera. Those early videos, you always feel like they're terrible. Now, in our own mind, we figure this because we can envision this amazing idea that it's going to be perfect. It's going to be the most amazing video, or at least there are some people out there that have that stance that every video is the next best video, and it should be the next best video that you make, right? And it should be, but that's only after you understand the hardship of putting in the time, the energy, and the commitment that it's going to take to be successful and to learn and grow on YouTube. And really what I've done, and I guess to give you kind of my tip here for round number 2, is I set the goal that I wanted to be 1% better every time. I wanted to be 1% better on view time. I wanted to be 1% better on view numbers. I wanted to be 1% better and maybe looking at the camera more often and not saying certain things that I've, as I've critiqued some of my videos, there's little quirks in my communication style that I have found that I, maybe want to kind of work through. Getting 1% better every single time is how I deal with round number 2 in that hardship. I know it's hard because I've set my expectation that it's hard. I understand that I have a fight in front of me. That's why the whole concept behind this video is talking about a fight, because it is a fight. You're fighting yourself, you're fighting expectations, and you're going to fight other things that we're going to talk about in round number 3. But here in round number 2, it's the hardship of understanding and setting the right expectation that you're going to fight uphill, that you're going to scratch, claw, and do whatever you got to do to get up that hill, because your motivation was set in round number 1. Your confidence was set in round number 1, and you absolutely are going to achieve. So you're ready to take whatever, put the backpack on, 50-pound weight. I don't care what it is. We're getting up that hill, and we're going to get up that hill together. So understand, right, that you have to set the expectation that it's going to be hard. If you think it's going to be easy, this isn't the journey, and it's not worth whatever that you're trying to achieve. If it's worth achieving, it's going to be hard, right? And you're going to take all kinds of bumps and bruises along the way. And that's really what round 3 is gonna highlight to us. But for round number 2, just understand that nothing worthwhile is easy. This journey that you're on is going to be hard. And set your mindset, set the mindset that I am going to find challenges in this process, but I'm good enough to get over them, right? I am going to find hardship in this process, but I'm good enough to fight through it. And whatever, I don't care. For me personally, I've just said, I'm doing this. I'm going in. I'm not going to lose. I'm going and getting it, right? I've set my mindset right, and that you have to do that first and foremost and understand that it's going to be hard. Not impossible, though. Trust me, it is not impossible. Nothing that happens on YouTube or any other thing is impossible. Nobody thought they were going to be, or somebody had this grand idea. They didn't know where it was going to take them 5, 10, 15 years from now. It takes time. It takes energy. And most importantly, it takes you being consistent. And that is the key takeaway from round number 2, is be consistent, understand the expectation, understand that it's going to be hard, but you are more than capable of achieving it. You are more than capable of ready to move to round number 3, because you have mastered round number 1, your mindset. You have mastered round number 2, which is the hardship and the expectations of what is ahead. And now we're going to talk about round number 3, because round number 3 is normally where people quit, right? And we're talking about round 3. So many people quit on round 3. Some quit here in round number 2. Some quit when they didn't understand the hardship. And that's why I want to put this in front of you, is that you have to understand that it's expected to be hard. Expect hard, right? That's it. Expect hard. Round 3, let's get into it. So you've made it. You've made it to round number 3. And round number 3, again, as I shared earlier, is one of the places where so many people quit YouTube or quit that journey that they're taking. Round number 3, the battle with failure. Yep, failure, right? And this is why so many people quit on this stage of the journey. So let me share something that, kind of talking about the whole uphill battle, and anything worth achieving is going to be hard. Understand that you cannot drift to success. You drift to excuses, you drift to comfort, you drift to bad habits. Winning on YouTube and in life means that you're climbing with purpose every single day and in every step that you take. There's a purpose, right? So we've beat ourselves. We have gotten ourselves mastered. In round number 1, we've gotten ourselves mastered. We've set the proper expectations that we understand that we can battle hardship. Now let's talk about battling failure. Number 1 thing that people fail is inconsistent posting. And, they create one video, or they create 2 videos, and then that's it, right? We're going to stop right there. Don't do that. Set a schedule, right? Figure out what works for you from a recording schedule. Set that as your goal. Is it 1 video a week? Is it 2 videos a week? Is it 1 video a month? There is no magic formula. I personally do a couple to 2 or 3 videos a week right now on my stages, because I have the time to do it. That I don't know how that looks in the future, but right now that's my goal, 2 to 3 videos a week. Set it, be consistent about it, be diligent about it, and make sure that you're consistent in that process of posting, because that creates the lack of, getting in your own way, that keeps you ahead of battle number 1 and battle number 2. And it allows you to Now have content that you can learn, grow, adapt, just figure this journey out. And one of the reasons that people kind of get caught up in that failure stage is really chasing perfection, right? And when you're chasing perfection, perfection kills momentum, right? Think about that. Perfection kills momentum. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be real, and you need to be consistent. Perfectionism kills momentum. If you're perfect, you're not watching my video anyway. You have figured out something that nobody else in life has figured out.
Yeah.
Just remember that, right? So don't beat yourself up to perfectionism. Don't beat yourself up to there's something in this video that just isn't right and I can't. No, post it, right? Post it, because whatever that is going to be part of this battle with failure, because when you go back and you watch that, right, and you digest your information, digest your video and critique it, which I highly encourage you to grab a journal or grab a notebook. I use a notebook. And when I watch my videos, I write down timestamps of places where I maybe do something that I would like to tweak, timestamps where I feel like I did something that I liked, something that I really, you know what, I like that resonated with me, right? So, and I do that because that's part of my learning journey, and I would recommend that you do that. Watch your videos, critique them, not too much to where you are your own worst enemy and you take yourself back perfectionism realm, but enough that you're going to learn something, right? That's where my 1% in battle number 2 comes in. That's how that's some of where I get to that minimum 1% improvement is by critiquing my own video. And I don't spend a lot of time doing it, right? I don't look back a lot. It's usually right before, I'll even do it a lot of times before it's even live. So I'll post it and I'll schedule it to go live. And before it ever goes live, I've already critiqued it. I've put my notes. I've figured out what my 1% is. I'm using that into the next video. Do not look back too much and too long or too serious about it, right? So the next level of failure that so many people will get themselves trapped in this battle of failure is worrying about views and subscribers. If you want 100,000 subscribers in a week, good luck, right? Just understand, as we talked about in the battle of hardship, you have to set your expectations realistically, right? The realistic expectation is very few people are going to watch your video early. Very few people might subscribe to your channel early. They're going to trickle in. I am proof from, it's been about a month now along my YouTube journey, and why I'm sharing kind of the last tidbits of my journey here so far with you guys is I think it's like 30 or 31 subscribers right now. I had 0. So the process takes time to manifest, or really when you start your early videos, you're planting the seed, right? And that harvest that can't be reaped and that seed can't be sown, to use farming terms, unless you actually water it, right? It continues to grow. It continues to become whatever that is. And that's how I would encourage you to think about your first 5, 10, 15, 20 videos is they may not be bad just because you don't have views, or there may not be anything that they may be great, right? There may be so much great content there. Just because there's no views or you're not getting subscribers from it, it doesn't make it bad content. It just may be the wrong time. And when the timing is right, people will find that video. When the timing is right, people will find that message. And that's when you harvest that seed, or that you get to harvest, that particular crop of planting that seed early. It takes time. And I think that's, don't chase the views, don't chase the subscribers, don't chase the, don't get caught down that rabbit hole. Plant the seed, water it, let it grow. And by watering and let it grow, that is where you're reflecting on your previous video. You're getting that 1% better every single time. And you're just taking the next step. You're taking the next step. You're taking the next step. You're taking the next step. And that is, the other videos are growing as you do that. That process is helping grow those other videos. And at some point, that video becomes a great tool for somebody, right? It may not be the right time, but it's the right time for you. It may not be the right time for the audience. It's the right time for you because that's where you are in your journey. And it is not failure because somebody's not watching it. It is not failure because somebody hasn't subscribed. It is not failure because the view time is, lower than normal. That doesn't make it failure. It's just part of the journey. It's part of the growth process. Remember, you are on a journey to grow on YouTube and whatever that challenge that you're facing is. So don't focus on the views. Don't get caught up in one of the other areas of failure is you'll get caught up in comparing yourself to other creators. I personally don't care what other people are doing. I don't care where other people are. It's awesome, right? It's motivation. And I guess when I say I don't care, it's maybe an unfair way of saying it. I am motivated to see so many other people doing this. I am motivated to see so many other people being successful and finding their voice and finding their niche to go out there and be successful, that they are impacting others, because that is what is awesome to me about YouTube is it allows you, me, or anybody else to create value and add value into other people's life. That is what YouTube is about. That is what we're doing. And that is why I tell you, don't get in front of yourself and feel like a failure because somebody else's video got, 1,500 views or 5,000 views or 10,000 views. And you can see my numbers are low, right? So don't get in front of that and let that become another excuse to take you back into round one or round two, right? Because we're going forward. We are moving forward. We're not going backwards. And those other people should be nothing more than motivation. That is it. They should be nothing more than motivation to you. And that is, a guiding principle that I have along this YouTube journey and along any journey of goals that I set is what other people have doesn't matter to me. I can look at that and simply realize that if it's good enough for them and if they are good enough to achieve that, I'm going to achieve that because I've mastered the battle of my mind, the battle of myself in round number one. So I'm going to go get that and nothing's going to stop me. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to get it, period. Right? What they have is nice. It shows me that somebody else has achieved it. Doesn't mean that it's going to be anything more than that. Motivation. Use it as motivation. So, fight yourself. Win that battle first and foremost. We got to win round number one before we get to round number two. Round number two, we got to understand that it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard work. We're going to take a lot of bumps and bruises along the way. And round number three, we understand how to deal with that failure and that we understand that expectation of failure is there. But everything is taking root below us. Everything is taking root below us because we planted the seed in round number one. We've understood the work that it's going to take to grow that seed in round number two. And in round number three, there are so many things taking root under the surface of the soil that we don't even see. And that is what is so beautiful about this process. Master these three mindsets, and I promise you, you will be successful on YouTube. I promise you that you are going to grow as a person. I promise you that you are going to be a better content creator, a more confident person, and somebody that's going to go out there and continue to achieve not only this goal, but whatever the next goal is, whatever the next grand idea is. You're going to achieve those things with what you learn through this process. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you for taking the time. Comment down below what you find hardest. Is it round one? Is it round two? Is it round three? I would love to be able to help you through that process and share what I've learned so far. So thank you and appreciate you watching. All right, since you've made it this far in the video, I want to give you guys something for free here. It is the simple success cycle. And this is a little motto that I've, living by through this process, through many of the businesses that I've built. And this is something that I want to give to you for free to reward you for staying this late in the video. So the simple success cycle is try, learn, grow, and fail, right? So take that, write those four things down, and understand it's a cycle, right? It doesn't end. You're going to try. You're going to try something new. You're going to learn whatever there is to learn in that process. It's going to make you better, so you're going to grow. But then you're going to fail on other things along that process, and you're just going to retry again and you're going to retry again, and you're going to retry again, video after video after video. So use this simple success cycle, and I promise that it will help you be more successful along your journey. Thank you. All right, thanks for watching. Just remember, your biggest competition is not other creators. It is you, it is doubt, it is discipline, and it is about how you bounce back. So win these 3 rounds, and your YouTube success will take off. I am leading for you, and thanks for branching out.